Hi everyone, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today I am going to review two fragrances from Jean Paul Gaultier. The first one, it is their latest release, which is called Scandale Absolu, and I will also be reviewing Divine, which is a flanker of Jean Paul Gaultier, which came out prior to this one. So I will start with Scandale Absolu. It is the same packaging as the other Scandale fragrances. Guys, I have worn this. I have been playing with this for a while. So the unboxing is just so you can see what this looks like. I got this fragrance in the 30 milliliter. And this is the packaging for the 30 milliliter. It's the same bottle as the 50 and the 100 milliliter, but the cap is different. The 50 and the 100 milliliter has the normal legs, but the 30 milliliter does not have this. I just simply placed the cap from Scandale Le Parfum onto this one. I mean, it works. So they are interchangeable. It's quite a beautiful bottle. Guys, the first time I sampled this one, it was during my birthday weekend in France. We did go sniffing at Sephora France, and they did have Scandale Absolu available, but I thought it was a bit pricey, so I decided to wait until I am back in Germany, and I knew I could pick this up at the Parfumeries here for a bit cheaper than it was being offered at Sephora France, because I thought the price was a bit ridiculous, because these fragrances, these department store fragrances are very seldom sold at list price. So this one, the main accord, it's tuberose, black fig and sandalwood. The actual makeup of the fragrance, the top note is black fig, and the heart note, it's tuberose and sandalwood, and the base note, it is again tuberose and sandalwood. This fragrance does not list any vanilla, but to my nose, I do sense a dose of vanilla. Not sure if it's a mix of the fig and the sandalwood, but it does come across like there is a dose of vanilla. When I tried this, I did like it immediately. I do have the Scandale Le Parfum, but it was very different to the Scandale Absolu. Actually, these two fragrances could have two completely separate different names. It is a flanker, but it is a bit, I would say, distant from the original fragrance. I am wearing this at the moment, and it is already in the dry down, the base note of the fragrance. Guys, I am seeing a lot of tuberose fragrances on the market at the moment. This is a note you can say it was a bit out for a while, because we have been going through a vanilla, gourmand, latte, cream phase. However, I am seeing a lot of new tuberose fragrances. The last tuberose that I bought, it is this one from L'Attendu. It is called Tuberose Noir, and it is tuberose with a coffee note. This is absolutely stunning. I have a full review of this one. These new tuberose fragrances, the new formulations, they are not as heady and as cloying as the tuberose fragrances from the past. So when you hear tuberose, take time to try it out. It is not the old tuberose. They are not very loud and in-your-face perfumes. This one, it is a new take on tuberose, and with the black fig and the sandalwood, it is very beautiful. Black fig is listed as a note in this fragrance, but it does not make the fragrance too sweet, too cloying. It does add a bit of sweetness and a bit of a nice gourmand note to the fragrance. The black fig and the tuberose, it is a very nice mélange. The sandalwood, it adds a bit more depth. It does keep the fragrance interesting along with the fig note. When this fragrance is first sprayed, the tuberose is there, but this dominant tuberose note, it does not linger alone very long. The black fig does quickly come into play, and also the woody notes. I have seen at some retailers they are just adding tuberose, black fig and sandalwood, and this fragrance, in a way, it does behave that way. All three notes in this fragrance, they appear quite quickly, and like I said, it is a melange. One note does not dominate for too long. I find this to be a very easy wearing fragrance. I do not have problems with it being cloying or where I would hesitate when, where, how I should wear this. It is just beautiful, and I do not find that this fragrance is ever offensive. I would say the sillage, it is a bit over average the first half hour of this fragrance, but then it goes down quickly to moderate. Scandale Absolu, like I said, compared to Scandale La Parfum, which is the other flanker I have, they are very different. This one, the Scandale La Parfum, it is a lot more floral. There is no real big gourmand accord in this fragrance, and also this one has a bit of, you would say, a pencil sharpener note, which I do not get in Scandale Absolu. So did I need both fragrances? Yes, because for me they are two completely different fragrances. My experience with this, it's very good. I will keep wearing it. I think the only regret that I have is that I did not get this in a bigger size. It is a fragrance I would consider replacing when this runs out. I tend to get a lot of department store fragrances in the 30 milliliter price range because I do tend to get tired of them sometimes, and they have so many flankers that I do want to try out. So normally when I get the 30 milliliter, and if it's a fragrance that I want to buy again, I will get it in the 50 or 100 milliliter price range. But this one I do regret not getting the bigger size right away. The next one I would like to talk to you about, it is Jean Paul Gaultier, and this one, it is just called Gaultier Divine. This is the latest flanker of this fragrance. Actually, I have had this since last year, and I have not gotten to reviewing it. This is a 10 milliliter version of this fragrance. It is quite nice. I did get this when I purchased some products from the Dolce & Gabbana Divine line, and the packaging was very similar. They wanted to give me a 10 milliliter fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana, but she mistakenly gave this to me. Guys, this fragrance for me, from the time I sampled this, it was not a fragrance I particularly liked, and it has been close to a year and I still do not like this very much. I think this came out last summer. This is supposed to be a white floral with aquatic notes, but I find this fragrance to be a bit dead. It does not have a lot of life. It is very generic department store to my nose. I really loved the packaging of this fragrance, and I was expecting a lot more from this. This one, it was formulated by Quinton Bish, and this perfumer at the moment, his fragrances are very in. He does have a lot of nice fragrances. This one has in the top note red berries and bergamot, and the heart note is lily, ylang ylang, and jasmine, and it is laid on a base of meringue, musk, and patchouli. Guys, this is, for me, it's a fail. In a way, this fragrance, it is a bit dated. It smells like one of these older fragrances from the house of D'Italie. For those of you who are familiar with this fragrance house, they do have a lot of fragrances. However, they do have some older classics, yeah? And this one, it reminds me of one of those, but not in a very good way. The most dominant note I can sense in this fragrance, it's the lily. So this one, I will keep this here. Maybe I can give this to someone because it is a very nice atomizer, and this is also refillable. So, I mean, the packaging is very nice, but the fragrance in and of itself, it is not a fragrance I would consider buying. The lasting power is okay, but it wears very close to the skin. I can imagine that somebody who loves and swears by a Lily Accord would love this. They did such a huge ad campaign. It was everywhere. And I think maybe also a reason for my disappointment, because I was thinking lily and ylang ylang with musk. Yeah, this should be a very nice fragrance, but unfortunately for my fragrance taste, this was not the case. So if you like a dominant lily note, this would be one for testing, but this is not a fragrance that I would recommend. There are a lot better fragrances on the market. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do reach out and send me a few comments in case you are using any one of these fragrances. Take care. Tschüss.